Hello, Garage fam. Welcome back to Garage Talk. It's been a minute, and today we're back in our studios. Dale's back in Dale Center. I'm at the International Chase Station, and we have Kyle Larson from Team Hendrick, driver of the number 5, joining us from his couch. Very comfortable couch there, Kyle. How's how you feeling after the Daytona 5, man?
I was a little bit sore for a couple days, but I'm pretty good now. So ready to get back after it, and hopefully it's not raining all weekend, and we can you get behind the wheel and have some fun.
Yeah, there's a lot to catch up on, and I'm already so disappointed in the forecast for this weekend. And as bettors, as NASCAR sports bettors, it kills us. But we'll get to that later. I think the first thing we want to talk about, Ricky Stenhouse Jr. won the Daytona 500. I want to talk about the meme, the Talladega Nights meme that he tagged you in when you pushed him up to the win.
Mr. Dennett, that Ricky Bobby is my best friend, and it's shaking big time.
If you're Logano, you're not exactly in good company either. 2 Chevrolets behind you.
Come on, man, slingshot it. Slingshot, come on.
I can't believe it. If it isn't Mike Honcho himself, shake and bake, buddy!
Shake it before you bake it.
Here I come. Slingshot engaged.
Here comes Stenhouse. Big shove by Larson.
I love you, Cal!
Well, kind of pushed him to the lead at least, but
Yeah.
dude, what did you think about that meme when he tagged you on, I guess, on Twitter and Instagram?
All timer.
Yeah. Go ahead. What was that?
I just said it
All-time
was an
great.
all timer. It was the all time Talladega Nights meme.
So like the night before he posted it, my kind of social guy Jared, who he's on Denny's, that guy, on Action Detrimental, the co-host Jared, he had sent us like the Talladega Nights clip, not edited. He's like, "What do you guys think about doing this?" And we both were like, "Do it." So it turned out cheesy and funny and perfect, because we are. I mean, like Ricky and I are good buddies, and dude, I was like that restart. I was like, I'm going wherever Ricky goes here. I don't care what happens. I'm glued to his bumper, and it worked out way better than I thought it was going to. And yeah, I just wish it would have stayed green then, because I think then it would have came down to either him or I potentially winning. But I was so happy for Ricky. Like that's, when Chase was knocked out, William was knocked out. There at the end, Bowman wasn't, anywhere near the front. And then I crashed. When I crashed, I'm like, man, I just hope Ricky won this thing. Like I'm standing, I get out of the car, and the first thing I'm trying to do is like look at the scoring pylon, like that's a mile away from me. And it looked like the 22 was at the top. And so then I was like bummed. But then the caution car, rolled by, and Ricky was leading with the window net down. And I was like, man, maybe he won it. So then I got in the ambulance, and they had, I'm guessing Sirius XM radio pulled up. And as soon as I got in, they turned it down. I was like, no, turn that back up. I need to see if Ricky won. So then I could hear them talk, and he won. It was pretty cool. So I was just super happy for my buddy, and it's the biggest win, in our sport and in his career, I think. And just cool to be able to witness it and feel like you have like a small part in pushing them to the win.
Yeah, that's what was huge. I got to see you roll in there, and you were kind of cheers him up. We were in victory lane waiting for that because obviously, like you guys, you're the dirt guys of NASCAR. And then we definitely have our guys that we consider like the garage guy drivers. Ricky's definitely one of them. I think Dale had mentioned on our show, like he's been on our show probably more than anyone else. Yeah. So, and then for being from Mississippi, like down in our neck of the woods too. So it's just huge, man. And it definitely sets the tone for the year for NASCAR. I feel like the 500 winner will set the tone for like what we're going to experience. So we're in for a wild, fun ride with Ricky being there. But yeah, that meme, dude, y'all's faces, the cheesiness of the floating heads, because like we're big floating heads guys. Yeah. So we loved that. So I think that more of that good stuff to come for sure. And then talking about you, dude, I mean, it was a pretty gnarly turn and hit you had there. So glad you're good. And we were watching this weekend, and I mean, I know I talked to you last year, like Talladega and stuff. And I mean, I know that you're big intermediate track guy, short track, kind of traditional stuff. The super speedways, I know we've talked about it in the past a little bit, and you've talked to everybody about it. Really, like it's never really kind of been like your jam, but like it seems like you're putting a big stride forward, dude. I mean, you stayed out for an entire duel essentially whenever you had the front row secured. And that was something we were talking about. So like,
hey, real quick, as a NASCAR sports bettor, we're like, because we're betting on the duels, we're like, okay, you can't bet on anybody who's on the front row because they're going to drop out of the back. So we're sitting there watching you race hard, and we're like, why the hell is he sitting up there racing hard?
You trick played us.
Yeah, like what was the mindset there?
Yeah, no, it was. I mean, there's points on the line in those duels, so you don't want to give up any points. And I was gonna stay up there as long as I could. And if like Alex, his car wasn't handling good, so he ended up dropping out of it. But my car was handling fine, so we were just like, man, stay up there as long as possible and try not to get caught up in a wreck. And thankfully we didn't, because it got pretty sketchy there at the end of the race. But no, I don't know. I mean, yes, I don't love super speedway racing, but I feel like I've put a lot of effort into it to try and get better and figure out things. And I felt like Daytona was a good week for us because we did do a lot of studying, and I felt like a lot of that studying paid off to where we're in contention there at the end. And I think if you just continue to put yourself in position like we did Daytona, it's going to work out for you eventually. So I was more pissed off, after we got in the crash too, because I was like, man, we were close, and now I've got another finish that doesn't show how we were in contention there at the end, and it's going to look like Kyle Larson still sucks on super speedways. So that part was a bummer, but like I said, continuing to work and continuing to be in contention, it's gonna pay off eventually.
Yeah, Chase, I'm sorry I interrupted you, but like that's just the betting side of me. When
I was gonna get to it. You're a big interrupter guy. So okay.
Yeah, we're all yelling at Hooters, going crazy. We're like, Kyle, you got to get out of there, man. Like, anyway, going backwards a little bit, I do want to ask about how your off season has gone. Now a 3-time dad, Kyle Larson, and we know you've been doing the dirt racing stuff, and Indy 500 news, of course, is big, and we'll get into some of that as well. But tell us about your off season, what you've been doing outside of NASCAR preparation.
Yeah, it was a good off season. Different than any other off season I've ever had before, because typically in an off season for me, I guess it's not really considered an off season. I guess, I go to New Zealand or Australia. I race, 25 or more times between November to early, or I guess when the season starts. And this year, Caitlin was pregnant. And I just didn't want to miss out on anything. I just, the whole time I assumed the baby was going to come early. So I didn't want to miss out on anything. And then the baby ended up coming on the due date. But regardless, I raced right after Thanksgiving. And then after the baby was born on New Year's Eve. And then I left and went racing in New Mexico. So I probably raced 9 or 10 times in a short span before Daytona. And but it was nice. We bought a place out here in Arizona. It's been amazing out here. The kids have been enjoying it. There's so many activities to do. Owen's played his first season of flag football, so that's been a lot of fun. And just being a normal person out here too. I mean, not many people know you here like they would in North Carolina. So getting away from the racing scene has been nice. Kind of just to relax a little bit and golf some. Went to the Waste Management Open here a couple weeks ago. So Boyer stayed at our house. So that was that was rough, but had a good time. And this has been the most enjoyable off season yet.
That's great to hear. Did
Awesome.
You get to catch any of the Genesis Open? Tiger was back. I think he was like 1 under par.
I was watching as much as I could on TV. But yeah, no, that was cool to see him come back. And I think he announced like he'll probably only do like the majors and maybe a couple other events. So makes you look forward to the majors even more.
Yeah.
Did
When are you
you-
gonna do it? When are you gonna go and do like a pro-am? Like when are you gonna get in there? When are you and Tiger gonna get on the green together, man?
Yeah. Right. No, I think you got to be extremely wealthy to purchase that spot, or you got to be way more famous than I am. So I've played in a couple pro-ams at Quail Hollow for the Wells Fargo, and that was the most nervous I've ever been in my life. Teeing off in the first tee, like when they announce you, and you got a crowd of people around you, and you're just like thinking to yourself, oh my God, do not shank this, don't hook it, like just get it down somewhere. And I mean, my heart rate was like going crazy, and thankfully I've hit the fairway both times I've played. So but no, it's a blast, and I love playing in the pro-ams. So I look forward to hopefully doing one again someday.
If you
Is
ever
the
go
waste-
back, I'm gonna bring cornflakes and sprinkle it on the green for you, like I did that one time, Martinsville.
Yeah, come on.
That'll change things.
Yeah, I think I had a good run that weekend too, if I remember right. So for me
Yeah,
to
that was
at Martinsville, anything you did was probably lucky.
fall of
Right.
21, I think that was a Halloween weekend. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, this just reminded me, talking about golf. First of all, didn't Ricky Stenhouse win y'all's Golf Guys thing?
Yeah, he's really good at golf.
It's the
I
Ricky
mean,
Stenhouse Winners Tour right now, isn't it?
yeah, he's done nothing but win so far here.
He's also Willman Wagers champion in
Oh, yeah,
Garage
he-
Guys. He
he
went
won
3-0 on his
He won our
bets.
betting segment. Yeah.
Really? Damn. I mean, wouldn't I just would love to be Ricky right now, but no, he's we've only had like 6 seasons or something of Golf Guys, and he's won 3 of them. So Ricky is just he's probably like the most mentally tough person I think I know when it comes to competition. And I know a lot of people probably don't believe that just because like of his results or whatever you want to call it, NASCAR, but race fans, I think a lot of race fans don't realize like their team and how small it is, and their resources of not having as much as a team like ours or honestly a lot of other teams. So you don't really get to see how good Ricky is until you go to a place like Daytona or Talladega, where you have to be mentally tough, and he wins. And then you see him on the golf course, and he's just he's fun to watch, because he's just like when he focuses and puts his mind to like, I'm not losing, he is not losing. So it's a cool mindset to kind of see, and honestly, chase to be more like him.
Dude,
Yeah.
on the golf side of things, I just have to ask, we love getting sidetracked on the show. You were at the Waste Management Open. Is that the one that's like the huge, crazy party fest? Yeah.
Yeah.
The guy that's like
Yeah.
streaking on the course with the mullet. Like,
that was
dude.
right in front of me. So
Yeah.
like where he jumped in the lake, like I was front row, and he was right in front of me. I'll try and pull it up on my phone. I mean everybody's seen the video, but like, yeah, it was hilarious. It was so cool.
That's why they call it the Waste Management Open. It's just a big dumpster
Getting
fest.
wasted,
You're just
yeah.
out there killing it. Yeah.
This is right in front of me.
dude, that guy is a legend.
I have not seen that. So that's news to me.
Dude, yeah, it was awesome keeping up with it on Twitter. I had some friends that went out there and enjoyed it.
It's, even if you don't like golf, go to it. Like it'll be the coolest event you ever go to in your life.
What's the over under on beers that Clint Boyer may have consumed while at your house?
Oh man. Well, he had to get an IV the first night after the first night here. So
Dude, what?
yeah, they
Get
got IV.
on, bro. Like,
I mean,
dude's just carrying it around, walking around. Hey guys, good morning. How you doing?
I know. I told Clint after Daytona, I was like, man, because I've hung out with him now 2 weeks in a row, it feels like, and I was like, dude, I have to take a break from you. Like, I can't hang out with you. I need to see you for a little while.
I think we all have that friend, or we've all had that friend. I was that friend in life. Before I
Yeah.
quit drinking, I was that guy. Oh yeah.
I've got that friend somewhere. Yeah. It's easy.
Got that friend.
Oh yeah. Well, I
Boyer,
love to hear that. So
definitely.
the golf, like, come again. Sorry, I missed you.
I was just saying, Boyer. I think a lot of people enjoy hanging out with Boyer, but then they love when he leaves too.
Yeah. It's like, Clint was here. It was a great time. Got to go to sleep now.
You get just
Every day.
enough for like a couple days, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's the way it's got to go. All right, so with the closing out the topic of golf here, I think like 2 shows back we had you on. We talked about how we were going to hit golf balls in Talladega, and I think we all realized that was probably not a smart decision to just get a driver and try to like hit golf balls. So I've got a new proposal, Kyle.
Yeah.
I want to put together like a really shitty putting area, like
Okay.
like trash can putting tournament, and I want to do that. Are you down for that? How's your putt game been? Has it gotten stronger?
Yeah, my putting is my best quality or trait or that to my golf game. So yeah, I would love to compete. Let's
Challenge
do it.
accepted. All
Yeah.
right, we're bringing it back. No more cornhole this time.
Nah.
It's
I've gotten a little bit better, I feel like, at cornhole. So I mean, we could play some cornhole again.
y'all still
Did
beat y'all
Ricky
still
and I
beat us
win?
that time.
Yeah, you smoked us out there.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't play. I was watching, but you smoked Chase and our other guy Drew. Like,
Yeah.
I think your first throw was not good, and then you just figured it out and just kicked their asses. It was pretty
Ricky
ridiculous.
just bag and hold, dude. Just like
I was-
you're right though, dude. I never really thought about that. Like we've been around the guy for a while, but he's just like the dude literally was talking to us about how he was just like he would go like do the intermittent fasting and then running and like starving while running marathons and like it.
His mind is way tougher than anybody I know. And too, I mean, not only that, like he's probably one of, if not the most like all around athletic people that I know.
Yeah.
Like
Well,
he can do everything. Like I don't know anything that Ricky's not good at.
He did pull-ups when he climbed the fence. He did like 3 pull-ups like in air when he got
Really?
up on the fence. Yeah.
I hadn't seen that. That's awesome. That's typical Ricky. I'm surprised he only did 3, but
just flexing on him, dude. Yeah. All right. Well,
Literally.
the putting. Look, Kyle. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. But the putting time, it's your time to shine, dude. So yeah, the tournament's coming, and then plus 2, it's at Talladega. I mean, you had a great finish there last year. I just personally feel like you're due, and it's coming. So I'm a believer in the 5 train at the super speedways. So I just want to let you know that.
I appreciate it. I feel like it's coming too. So we just gotta
It
do
is, man. I mean, because like you're say what you want, dude. I mean, like you literally won an award, for being like a race car driver in the world, So don't sell yourself too short. But I do want to talk about a race that you have won, and we're headed to this weekend, an auto club. So I know you gotta be excited to be back going to Fontana's, California kid, California track. And we saw how things shook out last year a little bit. The car was kind of the new thing, but that was one of the best races other than the Coke 600, I believe. Like the intermediates are well. Has there been any changes to the car or to the way that y'all are approaching this weekend, or are y'all just ready to just get in and rip it?
I'm sure setup wise and stuff compared to a year ago, setup's probably way different. And everybody's probably got their stuff more figured out. So I don't foresee the race being like as wild and hectic as it was last year. But you never know. I think Fontana is a great track for this type of car because you have options of lanes to run and stuff. So, but it's going to be really, really cold if it ever stops raining. So that means that the track will be way more gripped up and the pace will be a lot faster. So that usually doesn't lend itself to better racing, but we'll see. So I love Fontana. I look forward to getting there this weekend, and going after a 3rd cup win there would be pretty sweet.
What's the best way you can petition to NASCAR and Auto Club to not change it to the short track if you had a way? Can you get creative with it?
Well, I mean, like I love the track, and I mean it suits my style better than a short track would. But I think for the betterment of our sport and for that event, maybe I think we need a short track or more short tracks on our schedule. So I would not be one to petition to save it or leave it as is, just because I just think short tracks are, again, like I don't think they suit my style, but for like the fan, I think they love it. Drivers are more mad at each other. Everybody likes to see drivers mad and fighting and all this and that. So, and you get that with short tracks. Yes, you sometimes get it on a 2-mile track, but you're pretty much guaranteed to get somebody mad at somebody every race at a short track.
Wow, that's a good answer. I'll say I didn't expect that. I hadn't heard like everybody's comments on if they want to. There's of course all the rumblings about drivers are saying, yeah, we don't want to change it, but I hadn't heard specifically who's been saying that and who hasn't. So that's a good answer. I didn't expect to hear that from you.
Could be just be one driver, and
yeah, I mean, I haven't heard other drivers' opinions either, but that's just my opinion.
Well, I respect it. Talking about California, I wanted to go back again with the LA Clash. We know how that race went. I just want to know, have you, and we could say this about the Daytona 500 as well, been some star-studded events. Have you met, had any good interactions with any celebrities, anybody you look up to over the past couple of weeks?
I didn't meet anybody. I don't think I don't think at either event, like I don't think I met a single celebrity. You see them from a distance and stuff, or you see pictures of people that are there, but like I think just because like drivers meetings are a little bit different. I mean, I guess the drivers meeting at 500 was more similar to what it used to be. And driver intros are different at Daytona than any other race, and driver intros at the Clash were different than any other race too. So like typically, like at a normal driver intros, you announce you wave to the crowd, you walk down, and then they have like the celebrities lined up and you get to shake their hands or whatever and talk to them for just a quick second, but you can say you met one. Where those two events, like you never had the opportunity to, well, at least during intros and stuff. I mean, I'm sure you could have met them at other points of the weekend, but no, I didn't meet a single a single celebrity. And two, like I don't really like meeting celebrities because I feel like they don't, and who knows, maybe they want to meet us drivers or me personally, but in my mind, I feel like they don't want to meet me. So then I don't really like care to have that awkward interaction,
You just like chilling in the hauler.
That's a real
you're a big hauler chiller.
That's a real human being thought, though. I agree with that in a certain way. I think that's a genuine thought.
I hate like the meet and greets, like where NASCAR will bring like a celebrity or trailer, because like I've been in those moments, where it's like you're getting drug around to go meet people and you don't really care to meet them. So I imagine that's what they're feeling, and then it's just an awkward interaction and it's kind of just fake. So like you said, I prefer to just sit in the hauler with my team and people that I'm comfortable with, and don't care to really like meet people in that environment. I guess away from the racetrack, if I'm going to meet somebody, I would more prefer that. But at the racetrack, I don't know, it's just always awkward.
You want it to be like an authentic rection, an authentic interaction.
I don't want anything to be forced, and I feel like that's how a lot of things are on the race weekend, because time is limited and everything's quick. So it's just quick, awkward, and you never really know if they want to meet you or not. And sometimes, yes, you get those, you can tell that they like care to meet you and really are fascinated about our sport. But a lot of times it's like you just don't really get that authentic, genuine interaction.
Plus we're older too. Like I know for you and I, at least, we're the same age. So it's like the world has changed a bit when it comes to celebrities and how that's going. So I guess a better question to ask would be, if you could pick 3 people that you would like to meet to come to a race, who would those 3 people be?
Dude, none. Like I don't care. I guess, I mean, if I knew that somebody was like a legit fan of our sport or myself, like if I learned about that, then yeah, like I would love to invite people to the races. But I don't follow celebrities like at all to even know which ones appreciate our sport. So yeah, I don't like, I just don't want anything to ever feel, I don't want anything to ever be forced. Like I don't want somebody to like pay them to come to our race or whatever. I want them to come because they want to come. Just like I go to a golf event because I want to go to a golf event or something like that. And but I don't know. I just don't I don't know. I just don't really care to like meet people or meet celebrities in
You're there to
general.
race. I mean, I get that. Like you're there to do your job on the weekend. So I totally understand that. I guess my thing is like I think we're starting to notice it though, like especially a lot of like the younger generation, like musicians and athletes and stuff. They're starting to take an interest, man. I mean, like because of the fashion and stuff, like Young Gravy
I
is like a
would say,
rapper.
yeah.
The fashion's cool though, but because of that, they're getting there, then they're seeing it and they're like, holy shit.
Maybe we create a fan
amazing.
that way, right? Maybe it's a
Yeah.
gateway.
Yeah, no, I do think it's definitely the opportunity is there for a gateway. But I do also laugh, like I was driving down by ASU a couple weeks ago, and like, full of college kids. And this college kid had like an old Ricky Craven t-shirt on. And I mean, who knows? Maybe the kid knows who Ricky Craven is. But in my mind, I'm like, that kid probably has no idea whose shirt he's wearing. But it looks cool. So yeah, I don't know. It's I hope the gateway is there, and I hope it transitions to the younger crowd or more diverse crowd, and they start, following along to our sport, because our sport's badass, and I think if people would just open their horizon to come watch, they would fall in love just like we all did.
Is it Jeff Gluck that gave you the nickname a few years back, Blunt Larson? Is that who did it? That just came to my head because
Yeah.
this has been very blunt and we appreciate it. I think it's been a really good outlook on several different topics. Oh, dude, we love it.
Limit my bluntness, which I feel like I've tried. Sometimes I get carried away.
You've earned it. We've earned it at this age. I feel like we've been around for a while. We say what we feel. We do what we want.
Yeah.
Let's talk.
Sure.
Let's talk Indy 500, dude. Big news, obviously. Some of the biggest racing news, I think, on the planet is that you're going to be the Indy 500 in 2024. And our guy David Land, who is a big IndyCar guy, gave us a good note when we were talking to him last month about how it's a big deal that you're not racing it this year, but next year. You guys have all this big preparation, and it's going to be a long process to get ready. And as an Indy 500 stan, it's like my favorite event of the year. Like, I'm a NASCAR guy, but I think the Indy 500 is the greatest fan experience for a motorsports event. I just want to know, how is that all going so far? What are your expectations? Are you feeling nervous? Are you excited? Like, what's like the jitterbugs like for Kyle Larson and even Hendrick moving into this operation on the IndyCar side?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's so far away still that like nerves or anything like that hasn't kicked in. And honestly, like, I'm excited, don't get me wrong, but like even the excitement, because it's so far out in front of me, and I have no idea when I'm supposed to like test or anything like that. So I think if I had like an idea of like a set date of this is my first time I'm gonna be in the car, or even like, hey, I'm going to this race shop, then I would be like, I would get super excited. But right now, like, there's nothing, because our season's getting started. IndyCar is getting ready to start their season. Nothing's really happened since we did the announcement, but I think is because the off season for both series is probably the busiest time of year. Once you get racing, like, there's rhythm to the year, and you can work on other things behind the scenes. So I think once the racing season gets started for both of us, then we can start like setting a schedule, and then really start to get excited and get, planning a goal. Well, we all know what the goal is, but you're planning to how we accomplish that goal. So yeah, I don't know much about anything, like even how many tests I'm allowed or anything like that yet. So but regardless, I am excited about the opportunity and having Rick Hendrick involved in it, and getting to go race, in my opinion, in your opinion, it sounds like the biggest race in the world. So definitely cool.
Yeah, we're gonna be there. We're not gonna miss that for the world. We may even try to, hop in the cargo compartment of the plane to go to Charlotte.
Yeah.
Who knows? Make us some room.
Yeah.
But yeah, I can't wait to watch you do that. And then also too, we refer to F1 here as like Netflix, because of how it goes. I mean, so you're kind of a Netflix guy a little bit. I read something where you're trying to get to the Vegas race. Is that correct?
Yeah, I mean, I'd love to, for sure. I think it's going to be huge. So
You see the hat?
what, me?
Show him the hat, Dale.
Yeah, so I do this bit. We always love to make fun of Formula One. I wear this hat with these. We basically refer to a lot of the Formula One fans nowadays as Netflix subscribers because of the Drive to Survive. Which, I mean, honestly, great for the sport and everything. But it's kind of funny, like getting those fans tilted. They get so upset when you say that kind of stuff. But yeah, that's kind of the joke.
They probably get defense. Oh, I've been following it forever. Oh,
right.
I've watched
4
every
years.
documentary about.
That's probably the exact face that they make too, right? Like I think you did it perfectly with the animation.
Yeah, no. I went to Abu Dhabi a couple years ago, and it was really cool. But yeah, it's just different. Like every sporting event's different between sports, so it had a different feel than a NASCAR race. And I definitely want to get to Vegas, though. I think going to the first event of that's gonna be really cool. And we have this place out here in Arizona now, so we're only either a quick flight or just a 3.5-4 hour drive as well. So yeah, I want to go. I just don't know if I want to spend the money to go. It's going to be like crazy expensive. I mean, it's already rooms and stuff are outrageous, but
I have an idea.
Try to go for it.
So we're just going to start writing about F1 and we're going to get media passes. You want to write about F1 on our blog and you can be a media member?
Yeah, that'd be cool. Yeah, let's right. I'll try my writing skills. I haven't written an essay since I was probably like 16, but I got some experience, so let's do it.
Hey, we got to diversify the resume, Kyle, if we want to get out there in Vegas,
Yeah.
You gotta say that.
I'm a tight ass. I was thinking about just driving my motorhome to Vegas and like leaving it at the NASCAR track and just staying out there. And then, because I mean, what's the point of having a hotel room in the city? Like you're not going to be in the hotel room hardly at all. So
thank you.
So get passes for the race, then like what's the point? Like you don't need a hotel room.
I think people would just want to just like party their asses off, like have a place to do it. Like if it's a room where you could see the track, right?
Yeah.
But I mean, it's still expensive.
$60,000.
Absurd.
I'm not paying that either. I'm a tight ass. I'm right there with you on that. So I'd probably be at the motorhome lot myself. So
yeah, I'll stay 25 minutes away to not have to spend any money.
Guaranteed. Well, it looks like we have a plan. Looks like we have a plan in place. We got to start getting some things going on that end. But yeah, man, I'm stoked, dude. I'm stoked for the year. I'm stoked for you, and it was just awesome to see you running where you were. So everybody watches, don't forget that even though people wreck at Daytona, we understand that it's not about where he finished; it was about where he was running. So remember that. So more good things to come. Auto Club coming up this weekend. Obviously, you're the favorite. We all know that the dubs are coming. So I'm excited about this year. It's going to be great. 75th anniversary, IndyCar coming up in another year, and then just motorsports is back. That's what's important here.
That's right. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, off season's cool and all, but then like you have a few weeks where you're like, man, I'm ready to see some racing. So glad to be back out on the track and having fun and hopefully having some success here soon.
Yeah, thanks for coming by, man. We'll be sure to get that website launched up, that F1, the Netflix subscriber website written by Kyle Larson, Dale, and Chase.
Kyle Larson, F1 Extraordinaire Essays. And that's the media.
Yeah.
That's it. All right, brother, man. Well, look, we will catch you again. We'll probably see you at Atlanta. Good luck this weekend. We'll be rooting for you. And we appreciate you hopping on Garage Talk as always with us, man.
Yeah, thank you guys.